All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 545 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And before I get started, I know I've been listening to the episodes and I haven't got much feedback on it, but I know that there is a reverb, there's an echo because of me being in a new space. Now, what I've done is I have put some panels up on the walls, but it doesn't feel like it's working too much. So I have another idea that I'm going to do, and hopefully by next week, maybe sometime next week, I'll have it together, and I think it will work. So I want to apologize once again for the echo, but not so many people are complaining about it. But I really appreciate the support, and I really appreciate you guys actually, coming through and listening to the show. So today we're going to talk about Taylor Heinicke. Sound like he said the quiet part out loud. And I want to, talk about this and give you my thoughts and opinions on it because I find this very, very interesting because I know a lot of people were on this whole thing about will we get a quarterback, what quarterback we're going to get, and do we have enough space to get a, I don't say a high value quarterback that's going, that acts for a lot of money. But it looks like that the Falcons are going to be hanging out with Ridder. And when Heinicke was signed, it kind of put the writing on the wall. But Heinicke comes out and says it in a pretty much in an indirect way. But we're going to talk about that. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. And I want to thank you guys once again for the support, even with the technical difficulties I'm having here. This is totally different from what I normally have, but we're going to get this set up and make it work for you guys because I'm a big stickler for audio, and the audio needs to get right. But I thank you guys for sticking with it, and I really appreciate it. So let's get into this episode. Listen, Taylor Heinicke. I'm gonna put the link down in the description so you guys can check this article out that was on the Score. Written, through the Associated Press. The all the credits are right there on the screen. If you were looking at it, Lachian Cunningham looked like this part is get credit for this. Pretty much was done a few hours ago prior to me starting to this episode. I'm going to read what it says, and I'm going to scroll down so you guys could get a whiff of what this is too. So it says Taylor Heinicke says he signed with the Falcons to be Ridder's backup, and it says here. Desmond Ridder's status as Atlanta Falcons starting quarterback was confirmed by his new backup, Taylor Heinicke, on Thursday. So it seemed like this is the confirmation. Heinicke signed a 2-year contract, and you know that we everybody knew that. Then once he signed it, he said his job, I'm gonna highlight this, was to be able to support Ridder, who started the final 4 games in 2022 season as a rookie. Now I know this is not going to be really popular with a lot of fans. Some people still want that quarterback we don't name from the Ravens, but this is what it is, guys. This is what the front office and the head coach want. They want their guy that they drafted to be QB1, and they're going to give him opportunity. So when asked his mindset going into the 2023 season with Ridder as a returning starter, Heinicke said, he's going to try to be the best backup I can to him, try to help him any way I can. Now, this, in some, for some reason, this does kind of confirm some things. But I'm going to get back to what I'm about to say. I'm going to say this really quick. Don't get it twisted. Taylor Heinicke is all about playing football. And I would not be surprised he gets in a position to play. Not saying that I want Desmond Ridder to fall off, but I do want Desmond Ridder to get a chance to develop. And if it doesn't pan out, Taylor Heinicke is definitely going to be able to step in and want to get the work done. Don't get it twisted at all. And I think a lot of people know that. Heinicke said his backup role was made clear to him by the Falcons, eliminating any perception of a competition at position in training camp. That's really interesting. So there's no competition. This is almost, and this is something that I don't like when it comes to Coach Arthur Smith. And I haven't said much about what I like and dislike about him, But I will say this. He did the same thing when it came to Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder. There was no competition. So there could be a situation where Desmond Ridder could struggle and he will be stubborn to put Taylor Heinicke in. And that could be a detriment to the team. You see what happened last season where he basically waited till like the end of the season to put Desmond Ridder in, and by then it was nearly too late. And you saw the games that where we could have won, but bad quarterback play was in place, and we were not able to win those games because of that. And I don't want this to happen to Desmond Ridder. I want him to succeed, but that's the path that we're going down. I just want people to know that's the path that we're going down. Do I like it? Absolutely not. Do I want Ridder to get a chance to develop? I do. But when he's thinking up the joint and after, let's say for instance, if he is the problem that we're losing, after 3 or 4 games, and that may be too much, we may need to pull him. I don't want to get into a hole where we like losing 5 games because of the quarterback play, and then you put Taylor Heinicke in, and we're like 4 or 5 games out of the division. So you got to be very careful with that, because Coach Arthur Smith, if you want to talk any flaws about him, that's one of them. We saw what we did with Marcus Mariota, so we need to, that's something. Yeah, they drafted him. Heinicke said this. Yeah, they drafted him high last year for a reason. Ridder, who was a 3rd-round pick in Cincinnati, we'll scroll this up. They believe in him for a reason. He showed some good film last year. Again, if something unfortunate happens to him, I'll be ready to go. And that's what most backups are. If something happens, they're ready to step in. But the thing about this is, I'm not necessarily 100% buying it. I think Taylor Heinicke is going to try to get this job. It may not be competition because of Arthur Smith, but as far as the actual situation with the way that Taylor Heinicke plays, he's a competitor. He's going to try. I believe that he's going to try. Heinicke, which is 30, will provide experience for the Falcons lack at quarterback after the release of Marcus Mariota. Mariota opened the 2022 season as a starter before Ridder posted 2-2 record in the final 4 games, capped a 7-10 season. Ridder completed 63.5% of his passes for 708 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He also rushed for 64 yards while being sacked 9 times. Heinicke started 24 games in the past 2 seasons for Washington and said he was close to re-signing with Washington before being won over by a more attractive offer from Atlanta. See, this is what happens when you have money in cap space. Also, it helps that Heinicke was born in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and played at Collins High School, it's right outside of Atlanta. So, with him to, being close to home and getting paid this kind of money is actually pretty good because, he got a pretty good deal. I think it's like $20 million total over 2 years. Really good deal. For him saying that about as far as leaving Washington, he said it was very tough. It felt like it was home for him. He had a lot of great relationships there. Got a lot of great memories. Gave him a second chance at football. There's a lot of special people there, and I'm going from one home to another. So it's a pretty easy process. But I'll be lying to you, not to say I was a little heartbroken to leave those people up there. You gotta understand, Taylor Heinicke. I remember him when he played against Georgia Southern, and I don't know if you seen that Old Dominion Georgia Southern game. That was a legendary game. Georgia Southern came back to win that game, but nevertheless, it was a really awesome game. And I remember watching him then, but I never knew that he was going to get a shot in the NFL. And when he did, he played pretty well. DJ81, one of the former co-hosts of this show when it was a 3-man show, really wanted to keep him with the Washington Commanders. And I said it on the show here a long time ago, when we had everybody here, that I feel like Taylor Heinicke should get a chance to be QB1 and build around him. So this is like a luxury for the Falcons. Even if, Desmond Ridder don't pan out, you got a guy who knows how to play football games as QB1 and know what to do. So this is an excellent pickup. But I think it kind of shocks a lot of people, even though Taylor Heinicke comes in and says, when he comes in, and a lot of people say that he could be QB1, he pretty much confirms that Desmond Ridder is QB1 in this article. This article also goes to talk about, as far as all the other moves, the Jesse Bates, the Caden Ellis, all the other ones that we have and that we made so far. So that's pretty much the end of this this article. I'm gonna have the link down in the description to this article. I'm gonna go back and tell you guys. I think that this is a very smart move by the Falcons. I know a lot of people don't gonna ride with it. It's not popular, but I will say that the Falcons are in a pretty good shape to do a lot of things. They're going to build around one of these quarterbacks. And even if, unfortunately, Ridder is not the guy and Taylor Heinicke is going to step in, I think he's going to step into a team with pretty good weapons. And they're going to be able to flourish either way. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to go. Taylor Heinicke did wear number 4. So I wonder how that's going to work. I know Lorenzo Carter was re-signed, so he's probably going to keep number 9. Desmond Ridder was number 9 in college, so I think he's going to keep number 4. Taylor Heinicke's number 4. I wonder if Taylor Heinicke takes number 14. I think he was at 14 at Old Dominion. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but nevertheless, it's been so long ago. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a good look for the Falcons? It's pretty much been confirmed that Taylor Heinicke is going to be the backup. Ridder's going to be QB1. So I think that, I get my wish. I want to see him as QB1. I want him to develop and see what happens. After a 2-2 start, I think he does deserve that shot. Whatever happens from there, the Falcons, the team is already built. If things don't pan out and the Falcons don't get it done with Ridder or Desmond Ridder, I said Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heinicke, sorry, we're probably going to be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. And to be honest, that's not a bad thing, all things considering, because we already have the team built around a solid quarterback. All we need is solid play, and you don't need anybody to be like a superhero type of quarterback. Just get the job done, complete passes, and don't create turnovers. You do those 2 things, you're going to be fine. So let me know what you guys think. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also Anchor, Stitch, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. I'm going to get out of here. It's been fun. I will see you guys for Friday's show, and we'll talk then. Thank you guys once again for the support. You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I said enough, and thank you guys. Like I said, thank you so much. All right, y'all. I'm out. You guys take it easy, and you guys be blessed. Peace.